Alrighty, witch hunts. Yeah, scary one. What were they, and is it going to come back, and how do I see it with all these psychic skills and predictions coming through in recent times? So, witch hunts. They were essentially they were the result of parasites in people's bodies, causing them to have all sorts of delusions and regressions and retracing previous traumas and all sorts of, yucky thoughts and beliefs and stuff that are stored in the body. So it's subconscious. The person doesn't even know that they may be, so-called crazy or, whatever other term you want to use for it. So what happens? Let's have a look at the caduceus symbol. We know the ones with the staff or the spine with the snakes that go up the whole body and the whole system. So down the bottom of our body, we don't even know what's there because our nervous system cannot connect to it. But I've done a lot of all of this cleansing and detoxing work for the last 5 years. And in a healthy human body who started at personal trainer level and very highly healthy, always have been, I've currently, at this stage, removed 142 meters of parasites from the lower parts of my body, below the belly button. It's subconscious, I didn't even know it's there. I don't know how much is there because there's no way I could even possibly tell. So, how much is in a normal person? And in anyone who thinks that they're healthy, but they don't have a clue what's actually in their body. So, and anybody who's obese or of a kapha body type, which is a larger body set, and they have a lot of mucus happening in their body naturally. What happens in mucus? Well, there's a whole lot of real heavy, dense gunk, and their body does not have the ability to detoxify, so they will be making decisions from that place of an infinite amount of parasites in their body. And some people have kilometers, yes, thousands of meters of parasites in their body. If they're eating pig products and sushi or anything raw, especially that hasn't been cooked, they are creating a warm, moist environment in their body which is perfect for parasite growth, especially those of British descent, because we came from an island or an environment that is wet and moist. The thing is, the person won't know it, but they'll be completely delusional. But of course, until enlightenment is achieved, a person does not have a clue what's in their own body and cannot control their own thoughts, and is always coming from their past stories, stored in their body in the form of toxins and imbalances, viruses, parasites, and fungus, and all sorts of other gunk. So back to the caduceus. So when a person has some sort of what in medieval times we would have called a exorcism. So you might have had an experience where you were, like for me I was in a Kundalini yoga class and doing lots of breath work, and then all my body is moving in sort of a spasm fashion, or what some people call an epileptic fit. What is it? Well, basically we've had light or oxygen go through the nervous system, find an imbalance or a critter, and then that brings up all of the past stories, emotions, and imbalances, and we start to see that in our perception. But if we don't have the knowledge or the ability of these retracing previous traumas or associated imbalances, and we go and project that out at other people and externally blame them, i.e. a yoga teacher who's trying to help you, or somebody we know, and that person regresses to a former trauma state, and they externally blame that yogi or that other person who's at a higher vibration than them, it inevitably goes from the base through the entire chakra or endocrine system and comes up to the mind, and then is thrown out the mouth because they don't have the higher centers awakened. They don't know what is actually going on, so it has to come out the throat or the mouth as a form of expression. This is not good, not helpful for anybody, and this is the type of behavior, and then spiritual gossiping around that, and externalizing and telling everybody else around the world because they think they are in some form of justification and feminine empowerment or any empowerment, but then blaming everyone else for their own imbalances. This is the behavioral patterns of parasites. And this is the behavioral patterns of people who were burned at the stake and killed in the form of witch hunts. That's what it actually means. And still to this day, in every country worldwide, we have a government-forced mentally ill sterilization programs. Google it, have a look at it. It's also called, was it eugenetics? Every country in the world has this. So what I'm seeing is going to happen is with 5G already testing and in place, and we'll be supercharging everything in the endocrine system and the nervous system. It's like if one has yet to be unable to monitor their own thoughts, and that's at least having a third eye awakening to actually be able to witness and understand themselves through a clear chakra or nervous system. It's like putting your head in a microwave. So if we've got hundreds of thousands of thoughts going on all around in the mind and in the body, then this is going to be supercharged 10 times. Put your head in a microwave. How clear are your thoughts going to be? Another way to explain that is if you've had an experience of an MRI and all of the noises and all the stuff that's going on in that machine, it's rather difficult to maintain one's clarity and thought perception and have zero thoughts in that environment. Yeah. So, the way I see it, what's going to happen is people with these imbalances who don't know what they are, and they are completely treatable and fixable, 1 month of, or even 2 weeks, but especially 1 month of Ayurvedic traditional panchakarma detoxification treatments with lots of massage and oils and herbs and to get all this stuff out, fixes absolutely every mental disease available. It happens regularly. It's just the people in the Western world and Western community and Western medicine and supposed science don't understand it. We who practice Ayurveda and experience these things, we just know it fixes a lot of it. It just fixes it done. And everybody's amazed by these things, but it's standard procedure because we know how it works. So, and in our current state of, awareness or lack of awareness, the most dangerous person on the planet Earth is the semi-conscious, obese, feminine woman or man. But because, and this is the thing, the divine feminine are by far biochemically and biologically superior to men in every way. They're just not very good at managing it. And they're absolutely terrible generally. So, if people have kilometers of parasites in their gut affecting every thought pattern, and then they're going to externally blame everyone else for their own imbalances, they are the ones who are going to be the most dangerous people on the planet. They will self-harm and self-sabotage themselves by spreading all this stuff. They won't be able to help themselves because it's stored in the endocrine system and has to come out some fashion. And this will not bode well for these type of people. And so now is the time that we need to be detoxifying rectally. And if you haven't detoxified rectally, you will not get these parasites, because the bottom of the body is where they're all stored in the large intestine. You'll notice that the most popular cancers that people choose to acquire are started at the base in the large intestine and move around the large intestine. And this is the way we raise our kundalini and have more energetic power and spiritual power and clarity of perception and self-awareness, by clearing the large intestine so these viruses, parasites and fungus and other imbalances and toxins and stuff doesn't come up to the mind. It is totally fixable if you know how to do it. So, for those enlightened souls, or for those who choose to, I will do everything in my considerable power and access to infinite wisdom to help you to achieve this goal. Now is the time to be doing it immediately. If not, we will not even subconsciously know that we're suffering from these imbalances and these critters. So, feel free to take that on board, because it may bring up some imbalances, because that's the effect that these critters have on our bodies. Most people are very unaware of these things, but they're the cause of all disease. It's simply right in front of us, hidden in plain sight in the caduceus symbolism. Yeah, so, up to you now.